Inclusive Voices. We are a startup podcast channel where we look into ethical dilemmas of business and then try to find constructive solutions for it. Today's topic is diversity and inclusivity in a workplace or in generally everywhere. How is it going? Today we have joining us Lisa Kolosova. She's an influencer. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about yourself. What is your job? What do you do?
I'm Lisa. I'm from Russia. For the last 5 years, I've been traveling around the world, and I studied for a lawyer. I'm a lawyer, international lawyer, but I finished my career and switched to a different field. And now I work with influencers. I'm an influencer myself, and I work in the field of digital production. I'm producing people online, helping them to grow their businesses, grow their social media, social networks.
That's really. So, what motivated you to switch from a law degree, being an actual lawyer, to do this?
I just realized, the main reason of doing everything I'm doing is to be happy, right? To be happy with your job, to be happy with your life, with your lifestyle. And I realized every deal, in every project I had, I was more interested in business itself, not in in that part of the business where I need to create a contract or represent some of the bodies. I was always more, a business person. I was interested into the business, not in the law itself. But anyways, it's a huge background for me, and I'm happy I have 2 degrees actually in international jurisprudence. So now it helps me a lot because I can understand any document, anything. I feel safe having that.
Yeah, you already know your law and everything.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. So, what do you do in Dubai?
I travel, and I'm actually thinking of moving here because I like the idea of spending here half of the year and travel the other part. So I work online. That's why I can say I work anywhere. So here, as anywhere else, I work and live.
Okay. So as an expat, were there any difficulties when you first moved to Dubai?
Honestly, I never worked for some company here. I was never an employee in any company here, so I didn't undergo any difficulties. But being just a traveler and someone who does not speak English perfectly or who doesn't speak Arab, I don't think so. I don't think so. I would say vice versa. I feel people take care, when they see you're from abroad, they do take care about it. Actually, I think it depends on, on the circles you are in, for sure. But no, not yet.
100%. So, why was the decision to move to Dubai that you made?
First of all, the current situation in Russia. There is a very obvious reason, weather conditions. I must say that anyone who's been to Russia in winter would understand me. Very cold. So most Russians who have this opportunity, they try to travel abroad during winter. And generally, I just love it as an international hub. I think Dubai is, now it's the place where everything is, the best of the best, most of the most. So it's, an opportunity to meet great people, interesting engineers, IT specialists, anyone. Actually, I think anyone you want to meet will meet it here at some point.
Yeah. You randomly, you can just go and you find the best out of the best people.
That's how I met, a big restaurant business person from Russia, just in Banya, in sauna.
Really?
Yeah, so random. We were just, sitting, wearing our swimsuits like that.
Uh-huh.
And I asked, "Oh, sorry, are you?" He's like, "Yeah, it's me. Nice to meet you." I would never meet him in Russia like that. and you can make friends with such wonderful people. Interesting.
And it's so
You know,
random.
social distance is, is less, it's easier to get to know interesting people.
Okay, I know it's very random. It's just you meet random people, and then they're from like big world, big
I
things in
know,
this.
I know, yeah.
Okay, let's start with today's topic: diversity and inclusivity. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, I do. Since I studied in Russia, I wouldn't say I've undergone many difficulties with this, but I studied in an international university, so we had many foreign students entering the university, and we were taught to, to accept everyone equally. But I must say that I wouldn't honestly say that Russia is the most welcoming country in the world for foreigners, but time is changing. The thing is, I think the biggest obstacle is the language. If your country, if people do not speak any international language like English, for example, mainly English, that would be difficult. But when people speak the same language, they get to know each other's cultural background. It becomes easier and easier.
Okay, so this general out of curiosity, like Russian schools, they teach in Russian. There's no English as a second language.
There is, but most people do not speak English. I don't know why. I don't just maybe it's difficult for us. Maybe most Russians don't find it useful for them since many of them stay within Russia. But I know I have many international friends coming to Russia saying, I love your food, I love the culture, I love the prices, everything is so nice, but Russians, why don't they speak English? But generally, I think we're welcoming.
I would love to visit Russia.
Oh, you should. Call me when you do.
I will ensure. So, do you know anything about like tokenism in your culture? Do you agree with it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say maybe it's such a big deal in Russia, but I know in the US, in Hollywood, in entertainment industries, I know that nowadays the cast is so international, so it's a vice versa process, sorry, maybe I'm not that fluent in this topic, but as I feel it, for example, Hollywood is now choosing international actors for the roles to the degree when it's becoming a bit awkward, It's like
example the Little Mermaid movie.
exactly. But from the other point of view, like, what's wrong with this? We're just, what is our conception of the world? Something we are used to.
Yes.
A couple of generations will be born and will be different things they are used to. That's it. So I think we should be open. But as for tokenism, I wouldn't say it's a big deal in Russia. But generally, meaning you accept international people from abroad, but not really getting them included into your inner circle, kinda ignoring them.
Yeah, just making the work relationship, but not a personal one.
I think it's not a problem of a company or of a country. It's the thing people should deal in their families. This is something you need to be taught from childhood. If your parents are open, if teach you by example, their own example, you either get it from your childhood or not.
So you said as an influencer you travel a lot, yeah? So were there any certain difficulties you faced while traveling? Like people were not accepting or anything like that?
You know what? More often I faced some inconveniences or obstacles with Russians abroad.
Really?
Yeah, some misbehaved and behaving not in a nice manner Russians. I would say I've got more obstacles with them rather than with any other nationality in the world.
So you're saying Russians who live abroad are not accepting of Russians who are active in Russia?
Russians traveling abroad and living abroad, they kind of got tired of other Russians. There are some Russian communities, which is very nice, but some Russians are, rude to each other. I think just looking down on other Russians.
And that's a very interesting thing. I did not know that. And also, like, as an influencer, what is the sorry, I forgot the word.
It always happens to me. Don't worry. We're in the same boat with it.
As an influencer, like, what would you recommend other influencers to encourage them to be diverse, inclusive, like what are the difficulties they should?
First of all, to be open to maybe it sounds a bit strange, but to open your heart, to be open to anyone, to see a personality in anyone, even if the person looks different. You know what? The thing is, our mind perceives somebody different as somebody who might be dangerous, Different meaning dangerous, for me, potentially dangerous. That's why we sometimes disapprove of or do not accept other people just because subconsciously you might be dangerous for me. I don't know you, I don't know what you can do to me, I don't know whether I can rely on you. And I would say being an influencer, blogger, whoever, just be open and be kind. And any person is, first of all, a person, somebody's daughter, somebody's son, and just trying to understand. When you're kind and open, I think many obstacles can be undergone easily. You will not even face them. So, for other influencers, I would recommend to boost inclusivity, to speak about it, to talk about it out loud, because bloggers have huge influence on people. So actually, it's like new mass media, right?
Yeah.
Because we used to watch
everyone's scrolling these days.
Everyone's scrolling, and want it or not, you kind of get to think as your favorite bloggers do. You kind of choose what they tell you to choose, even when you do not understand it.
Yeah.
At some point,
the new norm.
It's a new norm, and at some point you get a like. So I would recommend bloggers try to be open themselves and not to, it's such a big word in English for it, not to suppress.
Not to close your heart, not to suppress anything.
Not
just
to
be open.
Sure, not to suppress, and just to ask yourself, if I want to suppress someone, what truly happens into me? What am I afraid of right now? Maybe what bad impression or maybe bad experience I have, and maybe I see you, but you kind of remind me of someone who hurt me, for example. It doesn't only work with influencers, but with any person. But you have more responsibility being an influencer. So I think we better make this world a kinder place.
So very well said, very well said. So thank you for joining us, Lisa.
Oh, that's it, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so fast.
Yeah, because you have to maintain your time as well. You don't want to waste your time.
Thank you. Hopefully it was interesting, and
you did give us a lot of interesting perspectives on your side. And also, I'm very sorry for the technical difficulties we had.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being so patient.
It's an honor for me to be here as a guest. Thank you. Can I hug you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.